Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. It's that time of the week again. It's Premier League predictions time. Another round of exciting and intriguing Premier League encounters are almost upon us for this weekend. And of course, this is the video where I talk about the games, analyse them, and attempt to predict the outcomes of each of those games. Before we get into all of that though, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage each and every single one of you to get involved in the comment section down below. Use and abuse that section, people. Talk to me on all the games that are coming up this weekend, whether it be about your thoughts on the games, your opinions, your feelings, comments. But most of all, of course, I want your predictions, people, because after all, where would a Premier League predictions video be, after all, without predictions? I'm sure they'll all make for great and interesting reading, so please do get them in all down below in that comment section. And without further ado, we're going to be kicking off with one of the Saturday 3 o'clock games, because once again, it's another weekend in which there is no 12:30 game. Why that is the case, I have absolutely no idea. The schedulers of the Premier League this season are abysmal. They are absolutely shocking. But it is what it is. We move on. First and foremost, we've got action from Villa Park, where Aston Villa will be taking on Leeds United. And I've gone with a 1-1 draw here. I don't know. I just got a sneaky feeling that Leeds can upset the odds in this one. Leeds, past few weeks, couple of months, they've really locked in terms of trying to steer clear of relegation. I think a lot of people had them to go down at the beginning of the season, myself included. But fair play and massive credit to Daniel Farke and Leeds United, who have managed to, so far, steer clear of the drop zone. And I think they're going to pick up another valuable point here. I know that obviously Aston Villa are at home. Not many people and teams go to Villa Park and get results. I don't know. This one is a slightly more of a gut feeling, because obviously if I was to pick a winner, I would probably be leaning more towards Villa, in all honesty. But I just think with the way that Leeds have gone about their business so far this season, they've given some of the bigger teams and some of the top teams in the league a bit of a run for their money. I just have a sneaky feeling that Leeds can get a point, you know. I don't know why that is. Like I say, I would be leaning more towards Villa. Probably got more firepower, probably stronger in other areas as well, and especially in terms of depth. But I just have a feeling that Leeds will battle to a point in this one. I don't know why. Don't quote me on it. It's not my most foregone or most confident, should I say, prediction. But it's the one I'm kicking off with. I've just got a sneaky feeling about Leeds. Next up, Brentford taking on Brighton. And I've gone with a 2-1 win in favour of the home side. Brentford's home form is not to be underestimated or messed around with. Like I say, last time out, they picked up an unlikely point against Arsenal, but they did very well and were deserving of a point overall. They're coming against a Brighton side who are very hit and miss, and I would expect this one to be a bit more of a miss than a hit. Like I say, it's not the realms of possibility for the Seagulls and their inconsistencies to maybe turn up for this one, get a point, but I'm leaning more towards the home side. Like I say, home side at the G-Tech. Is it the G-Tech Arena? I think it's the G-Tech Arena. My mind went blank for a second. I just have a feeling that Brentford's home form will shine through yet again, and that is why I am leaning more towards Brentford, the Bees, than I am Brighton, the Seagulls. Next up, we've got action from Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea will be taking on Burnley. And I've gone with a win for Chelsea. Liam Rossini to continue his good start to his reign as head coach of Chelsea Football Club. And they have another favourable game, in all honesty, to obviously get the win. Now, of course, last time out in the Premier League, Chelsea did slip up a little bit in terms of a draw. But that is not to say that this is going to be a foregone conclusion. Obviously, Chelsea will want to bounce back. They will obviously want to try and maintain a stronghold on their current seemingly Champions League place. Burnley, massive win for them last time out. It was somewhat unexpected. I just think that Chelsea will just have enough about them to get the job done. And in comfortable in comfortable professional fashion as well. I've just got Chelsea winning this all over the place on this one. So, unfortunately for Burnley, they won't capitalise on their last win, but at the same time, it'll be a big win for Chelsea in terms of staking a stronger claim towards Champions League football for next season. Next up, West Ham United are taking on Bournemouth, and I've gone with a 2-2 draw. West Ham in decent form. The Hammers putting together some much needed some much needed points to obviously stay clear of relegation. I know they're currently in it right now, but they are closing the gap on those that are above them. And if those teams above them aren't careful, West Ham could very well be breathing down their necks by the end of this weekend. Start a foregone conclusion. We know that Bournemouth can be very good on their day. They've got a very strong squad. They're very, very good on their day. But they also have the tendency to slip up in these types of games. I think West Ham at home. It just seems recently things are starting to click a little bit more for Nuno Espirito Santo. Whether it be the pressure that comes with the territory of being a relegation candidate, and maybe those players maybe kicking it up a level, maybe things are actually working out for Nuno right now and things are actually starting to click, like I say. I don't know what it is, but they are scoring goals, they are getting valuable points, and I have a feeling that they will get another valuable point at the very least in this game. I'm going 2-2. I'm going for a Desmond at the London Stadium here. Next up, massive game for our Saturday night viewing. It's from the Etihad, and it's Manchester City against Newcastle. This should be a win for Man City. Should be a win. They need to capitalise on Arsenal dropping points in recent weeks. They need to put pressure on Arsenal before their big London derby on Sunday. Man City should be going into this game smelling blood and with the bit between their teeth. And they should be putting pressure on. There's no doubt in my mind about it. This is a massive opportunity for City. This is a massive opportunity for Pep Guardiola. Win this game, go 2 points behind Arsenal. 2 points behind Arsenal with a game in hand. Well, after this weekend, it will still be a game in hand. But go 2 points behind them. Massive London derby on Sunday. Possible areas of concern, shall we say, for Arsenal brewing these past couple of weeks. Especially after the draw against Wolves on Wednesday night. The Arsenal fan base had a bit of a meltdown. Massive opportunity awaits Man City in this. They need to go and win. And they're coming up against a Newcastle side who haven't exactly been great away from home this season, but they have been a bit of a thorn in the side of multiple big teams across the campaign. And even over the years, they've given City a good game whenever they've played against each other. Will the extra 90 minutes in the legs of some of those Newcastle players play a factor in this game, or will that actually carry the momentum over of that massive victory they picked up midweek against Qarabag in the Champions League? Will that carry over into this game, giving them the momentum? City have obviously had the extra few days rest, which could play into their hands as well. It's going to be an interesting game, this one. Not an easy game to predict by any stretch of the imagination, but it is one that I am backing City to win. They should have the extra incentive, the extra motivation, and that's just basically based off of like the mentality and mental aspect of a football game. As far as what it is like on the pitch, look, Haaland is back on the score sheet recently. Semenyo has been a revelation since joining City. Hit the ground running really, really well. Shirky's being protected. It's looking good for City right now. it could look even better once the dust settles on another Premier League weekend. But it all starts Saturday night. City need to win. City need to win. Whether they'll do so or not, easier said than done. But I'm backing them to win anyway. Moving on to Sunday's games, and first and foremost, we've got action from Selhurst Park, where Crystal Palace will be taking on rock bottom Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I've gone with a 1-1 draw. Now, I don't know what to make of Palace. Palace in recent weeks, the wheels have fell off their season. The wheels have completely fell off their season. It's like their best player, well, their best defender left. Their best striker wanted out of the club. Their manager has seemingly just given up. It's almost as if everything is capitulating before the eyes of those Crystal Palace faithful. They even threw away a 2-goal lead to Burnley last time they were in Premier League action. And now they come up against rock bottom Wolverhampton Wanderers, who of course performed that incredible last gasp equaliser against top of the table Arsenal. Rock bottom of the table Wolves are currently sat on 10 points, in desperate need of points to obviously perform any kind of late great escape. As far as what Wolverhampton Wanderers are concerned, they are 17 points away from Nottingham Forest. So, it's a tough ask. If they were to do it, I would absolutely love and adore it. If they actually did, full credit if they did manage to escape. But they are going to need to be pretty much perfect from now until the end of the season. These are the kind of games that will be favourable to Wolves. But I'm not so sure it'll end in success. In terms of a win, at least. A big point, maybe. Probably in vain come the end of the season. But it should be a big 3 points for Palace if you're playing it on paper. But as we know, games are never won on paper. So I'm going 1-1. I'm going with the points being shared. Doesn't really help either team in all honesty. More so Wolves than it doesn't Palace. But yes, going to be an intriguing game that plays out on Sunday. Next up, action from the City Ground where Nottingham Forest are taking on Liverpool, and I've gone with a 3-1 win to Liverpool. Now, am I going into this game completely confident? No. Even though Liverpool have actually played alright these past few games, even though Liverpool have actually put together a good string of some good performances, a few good wins here and there, obviously broken up by that Man City defeat, I get. Even though all that's happened, this is a banana skin waiting to happen. Not only have Forest been a thorn in our side these past few years, but they were also a thorn in our side earlier on in the season when Sean Dyche was their manager. Fast forward to the present day, Vitor Pereira is their manager now. This will be his first game in charge of Forest in the Premier League. New manager bounce. It started off very well in the Europa League. I'm worried. This has got all the makings of a banana skin. This has got all the makings of a slip-up waiting to happen. This has got all the makings of Forest at home, new manager, really rattling Liverpool. This will be a bigger test of how far Liverpool have come these past few weeks in this game than it would be against Brighton last time out in the FA Cup, or Man City obviously a few weeks ago in the Premier League. I know we still lost that game, but these are going to be the true test games, because these are the more favourable games. And if Liverpool obviously want to qualify through the league by getting Champions League football and qualify that way through the league, these are the games they have to win. Especially when you consider that Man United will be playing Monday night, Chelsea will have already played against Burnley on Saturday. These are the games that Liverpool need to win. And it's not going to be easy. Forest, we know, have been an Achilles heel. Forest, we know, play in a way that is going to upset Liverpool. It's not going to exactly go according to plan for Liverpool. But Liverpool should be anticipating this and expecting that. If they're going into this game unprepared, they will fail and fail miserably again. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. I'm going 3-1 though. I think our goal scoring, I think our goal scoring creativity in recent weeks has been slightly better. I think it's only a matter of time before we start clicking properly in the final third. But I do think we will eventually get there. Of course, we'll concede a goal because, you know, defensively we do have a mistake in us that I think Forest can capitalise on. But from set pieces, we have been good recently. Dominic Szoboszlai's in inspired form. Florian Wirtz is finding his feet. I think we'll be alright. I hope we'll be alright. I genuinely do not know. Moving on, the Stadium of Light welcomes Fulham to the north side of England, where Sunderland will be taking on Fulham. I've gone 2-1 Sunderland. Now, of course, last time out in the Premier League, Sunderland lost their perfect home form by a defeat to Liverpool. I think they'll bounce back in this one. Fulham are a good side, don't get me wrong. Fulham on their day can be very, very good. Away from home, they're not as good as they are at home. They can be a bit inconsistent from time to time. But I genuinely think that Sunderland will bounce back. And I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to say Sunderland bounce back. They obviously keep their push for some sort of European football for next season. I think it could be a massive win this for Sunderland if they get the job done. Not going to be easy. Marco Silva's side we know can be tricky at times. And obviously they're pushing for a high place finish this season. But I'm backing Sunderland. I'm backing Sunderland to get the job done. Jumping a little bit ahead now to Monday night's game, and Manchester United make their first visit to the Hill Dickinson Stadium since obviously Everton have found it their home. And I've gone 2-1 Man United. Now, of course, United slipped up a little bit last time out in the Premier League. They didn't quite make it 5 wins on the bounce. So that streak has to begin again. But I think it was a learning curve. I think it might have been a learning experience for them. And we'll obviously see how much they've learnt from that draw to West Ham last time out. They've obviously had extra few days to prepare for this one. As have Everton. So it'll be interesting to see if, obviously, Michael Carrick's got into them on the training ground, what he's exactly done, how he's changing things, and how mostly he's going to learn and adapt from that draw to West Ham. It's going to be very intriguing to find all that out. As far as what Everton are concerned, they struggled to really make their new stadium their home this season. It seems to be a bit of like a bedding in process. But at the same time, we know that obviously Everton can be a thorn in the side of many of these types of teams. And earlier on in the season, of course, Everton did beat Man United by 1-0, and having been down to 10 men for the vast majority of the game. Now, of course, that was under a different manager, different regime. This one is a more attacking outfit that they're going to be facing in Manchester United under Michael Carrick this time around. So I'm expecting it to be very different. I'm also expecting it to be very different in terms of scoreline, because as you can see here, I have gone in favour of Manchester United. Don't think it'll be entirely convincing. I still think there will be a few wobbles here and there from Man United because it's, well, Man United. But I expect them to create a number of opportunities, take at least a couple, and manage to outscore Everton that way. Still think Everton will get a goal because they seem to always grab a goal in these types of situations and games, even if they're not exactly fully at the races. But Man United to win is what I'm going for here. So I'm going 2-1 Man United and for them to win on Monday night. And finally, in what I believe to be the biggest game of this round of fixtures, the main events of this Premier League weekend is the North London derby. Tottenham against Arsenal. And as you can see, I have gone with a 2-1 win in favour of Arsenal and for them to bounce back from back-to-back draws to the likes of Brentford and Wolves these past couple of weeks. Look, if this was a few weeks ago, you probably would be looking at this fixture and going, this is 100% going to be a foregone conclusion. Arsenal are going to win this game. And look, Arsenal are still the favourites. Arsenal are still heading into this one, the favourites to win this game, to bounce back from what has been a tricky couple of weeks, and to maybe try and calm things down a little bit within the fan base. However, let's look at the other factors in this. Spurs at home haven't been great. We know that. Spurs at home haven't been great. Arsenal's away form has also been is also the best in the Premier League. We know that. So already that's going in Arsenal's favour right off the bat. What we have seen, though, these past couple of weeks from Arsenal is seemingly nerves creep in a little bit. Nerves crept in against Brentford. They drew the game. Nerves crept in against Wolves. Even at 2-0 going into 2-1, they looked a shadow of their former self. They drew the game. If they are to go into this game nervous, second-guessing themselves, not confident in their own abilities and talent and quality, and especially if City can put even more pressure on them by winning in their game before Arsenal kick off, Spurs should smell blood. Spurs should smell blood. And that's not even mentioning the fact that Spurs are coming into this game, the first game under their new interim manager, Igor Tudor. Now, I don't know much about the guy. I don't know much about his style, his tactics. I know, obviously, he likes to play free at the back. Whether we'll see that or not remains to be seen because, obviously, of Spurs' massive amount of injuries. But I'm intrigued to see, obviously, this guy in action, so to speak. And not only that as well, but I can't help sense that there could be a little bit of deja vu here. A few short weeks ago, Michael Carrick at Manchester United took charge of his first game as the Man United manager, interim manager at least in this period. And his first game was against Arsenal. And he won. Man United won that game by 3-2. I can't help that this might be a little bit of deja vu here. I can't help it. I've got to just say it and put it out there. I can't help but think that this may be a little bit of a case of deja vu. Now, do I actually think that Arsenal will lose this game? No. I think that this is a poor Spurs side. I think this is a Spurs side that, you know, are there for the taking. Arsenal should show no fear. They should reflect briefly on the draws against Wolves and Brentford and look at this game and go, right, we need to put things right. We need to appease the fan base. We need to calm things down a little bit and go for the kill. Lay out a statement that you've had your little wobble. Now we're going to be focused. Now we're going to be serious. We've had a reality check, but now it's time to get back to how we were at the midway point of the season where we were dispatching teams left, right and centre. That is what Arsenal need to do in this game. And what a game to do it. But let's just say they don't. Let's just say Arsenal show signs of weakness, show signs of naivete, and show signs of nervousness. This could be the beginning of the end as far as what Arsenal's title race is concerned. Drop points in this game, whether it be a loss or a draw, and I think it blasts everything open. And City, assuming obviously City win on Saturday, I think that is a key component here. Assuming City win on Saturday, if they're not smelling blood before now, the Sharks should be circling. And circling very, very intensely. I'm still going with Arsenal though. I don't think it'll be pretty. I don't think it'll be entirely convincing. But I do think by hook or by crook, Arsenal will get the 3 points and bounce back in this one. It's going to be interesting either way. And there you have it. Those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling, so let me know in the comment section your thoughts, comments, opinions, feelings. But most of all, of course, I want your predictions. Let me know your predictions down below in the comment section, people. Talk to me on all of these games that are coming up this weekend, because I'm sure what you have to say will make for great and interesting reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Premier League predictions video. And I'll see you all again soon in another video, or live stream, or whatever it may be. Cheers guys, thanks everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll speak to you again very, very soon.